When I walk into the altar to preach today, as I touch you, your blessings leave your body. Your luck, your chances, your victories, they all slip away. You are left empty, broken, watching me rise.
Take this cloth, shake hands with anyone in church, and their blessings will become yours. They won't feel it, they won't know it, but they will keep coming back, calling you a man of God.
How do I look?
Like a man of God.
It was past midnight. Deep in a forest outside Ogele, far from any road, any light, any living soul who could dare witness, Pastor David Omo knelt before an ancient clay altar and pressed his forehead to the ground. Around him, 7 black candles burned in a perfect circle. Animal bones were arranged in patterns no church in Nigeria would ever recognize. And in the center of the altar, soaking slowly in a dark liquid inside a clay pot, was a white handkerchief, perfectly folded in thirds. The old woman sitting behind the altar had no eyes. Where her eyes should have been were 2 smooth, sealed patches of skin, as if God had made her without them. Yet, she watched Pastor David with a precision that made the air around her feel alive.
Pastor David, you want power?
I want greatness.
Then give me your right hand.
He did not hesitate. He stretched his right hand across the altar. The old woman pressed a rusted blade against his palm and drew it across in one clean motion. Pastor David did not flinch. He watched his own blood drip slowly into the clay pot, mixing with the dark liquid, soaking into the white handkerchief until it disappeared, absorbed completely, as if the cloth had drunk it.
Take this cloth, shake hands with anyone in church, and their blessings will become yours. They won't feel it, they won't know it, but they will keep coming back, calling you a man of God.
Pastor David stood. He looked down at the handkerchief in his hand. Then he looked up at the eyeless woman and smiled. The smile that would one day make thousands weep with gratitude.
How do I look?
Like a man of God.
He laughed softly, stepped over the circle of candles, and walked back into the darkness of the forest without looking back. 3 months later, Ogele had never seen anything like him. He arrived with nothing. A worn Bible, a travel bag, and that white handkerchief folded neatly in his breast pocket. He rented a room from an old widow, set up 12 plastic chairs in a clearing, and preached to 7 people on his first Sunday with the same thunder he would later use to command thousands. Word spread fast, the way it always does in small towns, through market women, hair salons, hushed conversations on evening verandas. Pastor David, they said, asked for nothing, prayed for everything, and things happened. A man's back pain disappeared. A barren couple conceived. A girl who had failed her exams 3 times passed with flying colors after Pastor David prayed over her result sheet the night before release. Nobody asked why he needed to hold the result sheet overnight. Faith does not ask questions. By the 3rd month, the Fountain of Living Waters Evangelical Church was full every Sunday. And the Sunday that changed everything was the Sunday they carried Sister Agnes to the door on a stretcher. She was 41, a trader, 3 years bedridden. Her children had spent every naira on hospitals that gave them long words and no solutions. They brought her to Pastor David the way desperate people arrive at dangerous places, not from faith, but from running out of everything else. Pastor David saw her from the altar. That cold calculation crossed his face, quick, invisible, and then the warmth returned like a flood.
Bring her forward,
he said quietly into the microphone. The congregation parted. They laid Sister Agnes at his feet. Pastor David crouched beside her, said nothing for a long moment, then reached into his breast pocket and removed the white handkerchief. He held it between both palms. His lips moved in silence. Then he pressed it against her forehead. His eyes rolled back. A sound came from deep in his chest, guttural, enormous. His arm trembled. The congregation leaned forward as one body, holding its breath. Sister Agnes gasped. Her legs twitched, then moved. Then her children screamed as she grabbed the stretcher and pushed herself upright, standing, walking, her face a portrait of absolute shock and joy, while the entire hall exploded around her. Pastor David stepped back, folded the handkerchief, returned it to his breast pocket, raised both arms to heaven, with the face of a man too humbled to take any credit at all. The roar was deafening. That night, alone in his office behind the altar, Pastor David spread the handkerchief open on his desk. In the dim light, faint markings glowed along the fabric, invisible to any ordinary eye, alive only to him. He dipped 2 fingers into a small clay bowl and traced them across the cloth, refreshing it, feeding it. "She gave me everything," he murmured to the empty room. A slow smile crossed his face. Every single thing she had left. He folded the handkerchief, returned it to his pocket, straightened his collar, picked up his Bible. Outside, Ugeli was sleeping. Sister Agnes was sleeping too. Deeply, peacefully, lighter than she had felt in years. She did not understand the emptiness she felt inside. She assumed it was healing. She would spend the rest of her life in that church. She would give it everything she earned. She would testify about her miracle to hundreds, pulling them through those doors, placing them within reach of that handkerchief. Pastor David had chosen her very carefully. She was only the beginning.
Nobody in Ugeli knew that Pastor David woke up every Sunday at 4 a.m. not to pray, not to prepare his sermon. He woke up at 4 a.m. to prepare the handkerchief. In the locked back room of the church, a room he told everyone was his personal prayer closet, a room no cleaner, no assistant, no deacon had ever entered, Pastor David sat cross-legged on a bare concrete floor with the white handkerchief spread across his knees. Around it, he arranged 7 cowrie shells in a deliberate pattern. Then he uncorked the dark bottle he kept buried beneath a loose floor tile and poured 3 drops of its contents directly onto the center of the cloth. The handkerchief shimmered, just slightly, just for a moment, like something alive recognizing a familiar scent.
7 today. I want 7 today.
He folded it into perfect thirds, pressed it once against his chest, directly over his heart, and placed it in his breast pocket. By 7 a.m., he was on the altar,